I started out as just a young artist, pretty much painting legal walls and also on the illegal side because it was just lack of resources for me to actually go somewhere and just express myself, and the closest place would be just to go down the road, jump the tracks or something like that and paint there. You know, you can paint under bridges and like walls and like canals, like where the water is and all that, but like you've always got people on your back pestering you, and you've got cars, people walking around and stuff like that. That's why people resort to painting on the train, on the city rail sites. You go there, there's no people walking around, there's nothing to disturb you. The fact is, you do get in trouble for these things, and I've been in trouble myself. And it's just not worth the fines. You get a lot of fines, like up to $1,000 each time you get caught. I came from pretty much, yeah, I've done year 12, I finished year 12, and yeah, just during that time I was interested in art. So, and seeing the street art like graffiti, stencils, and masterpieces, things like that, that really inspired me to do graffiti. Like after seeing it, I was just so amazed. So that's when I started, started to do graffiti. I started in about year 10 when I was 15, I think it was. So yeah, I just started sketching, started drawing and stuff like that first, and then yeah, the first few places I painted was just like down the road, over on railcourt property and things like that. After I got to a certain age, at 18, I realised it was just not worth it, and I'm just sticking to legal wars because there's better opportunities out there. I've come into Street University where it's linked to a legal wall, so I knew that was just easier to get to. Just catch a bus, and then I started painting in here using their legal wall facility, and then from there opportunities came up to me. Like I got offered to be a part of a graphics design tutorial sort of like program, and from there I got offered a job at Street University to do graphics design, and now I'm like designing logos, doing album covers. The meaning is different for each person. Like there's a lot of controversy over whether graffiti is art or it's not. What you have to look at is its expression of someone's own perspectives and whatever. So for you to say it's not art, then it's kind of saying that you can't express yourself. It's like suppressing people. So that's why it's just so important to be expressing yourselves, doing art that you like. It's a pity like how it is, because you put up a poster of like something that's a graffiti poster, and people get pissed off and like rip it down because they're like, oh, that shouldn't be there. That guy is putting like thoughts into our head, images into our head, but they don't realize that it's the same thing with billboards, which is everywhere. It puts thoughts into your head. And my friend was he was walking down the street, seeing a shop, and like he felt this sudden urge to have a Mars bar, and he didn't know why. He hasn't had a Mars bar in months, like 6 months or something. He was telling me, and then he walks out of the shop and he sees this giant billboard of a Mars bar. So it's like the same thing, but we should be allowed to have art like in more places, and there's like so many places that can be utilized as well for art. It doesn't have a definition of what it could mean, graffiti. Really, it is something for an individual's artist's expression, and that's it. It goes as far as that. We don't have to explain ourselves about our art. Like if I do a piece and then people will question, what does that mean? It needs to have a meaning to it. Not necessarily does art really have to have a defined meaning, where it could just be so many different things that it's so unexplainable. It's so much feeling goes into the emotions go into painting, everything goes in there. Yeah, in the future I'd like to see myself doing professional graffiti, getting paid for that, and then I want to open my own clothing brand company, so I'll be incorporating my own designs with my own logo and everything, own style of clothing. and yeah, it just holds so many different things. I'd also like to open an advertising agency which can get more of the community and like the youth out there and the graffiti community coming in, and they can take their graffiti designs into a career opportunity.